What's up, Buttercup? And welcome to another podcast of Dexter Loves Annie, my craft and knitting and designing and crochet and every other craft you can think of podcast. I'm coming to you from England, from Buckinghamshire, very rural place, and I live with my husband and little Annie, who's right beside me in her knitted jumper that I knitted her. Come, show everybody. So this is my good girl. All right, off you pop. That is the colourwork section from the Bean and Olive sweater. This was kind of a test because I'm planning to. Well, I'm making the adult one for me, and the plan is to make a matching one for Annie. And it's all in hand knit yarn. Annie has very thin fur. So when she gets cold, she shivers like crazy, and she asks for her jumper. And she's now trying to get it taken off because she's warmed up. Turn around. Okay, we're just going to be an idiot. Okay, so welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. I suspect you've found me all through the West Knits Mkal. Just get that out of her way while she's carrying on. Off you pop. I won't show you the scarf here in case there are people watching that don't want spoilers. So yeah, let's get to it. This is, see, I was going to say amateur cardigan. It's not, it's novice cardigan by Petite Knits. And it's finally finished, hooray. So this is basically a replacement podcast because I lost the last one somehow, technical difficulties. And it was almost finished in the last one, and now it's fully finished in the last one. She's been a right little stinker today. Get off. I don't know. Anyway, so I put all the links down below as expected. This was only just started at the beginning of the last podcast, the lost podcast. If I ever find it, I'll put it up, but it's in the bowels of my phone, I think. So I did myself another Ranunculous. I did some slightly longer sleeves. I only did an extra 10 rows there. It's done in floor ply. It's done in a 4-ply yarn by Valley Yarns, my favourite yarn ever. So glad I found it. The drape is incredible. So it's Fleurville yarn. No, it's not. It is Valley Yarns, Huntingdon. The label actually reads as Huntingdon Valley Yarns, and that's the lime colourway. I'll put it all below. I've done this quickly. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I've got to go to work. So I've pulled it all out without actually pulling all of the tags out and whatnot. Never mind. So currently my main whip is the West Knits Mkal shawl. I also, while I was waiting for the pattern to come through, because I didn't know when it was coming through, and he was very vague about what time it would come through. So I started this. Let's get you straight. I think that's the front. Yes, it is. So this is going to be a hoodie. It's a lot redder in person. It's got like a V there, and I think the hood must come up from there. This is called, I've also come down with a really nasty cold, so if I start getting nasally and Dalek-y, I do apologise. I'll try very hard not to sniff on screen. She says sniffing. Oh my word. This is my working folder, and I keep all my patterns in here. Yeah. That I'm currently working on. So this one is called The Next Hoodie, and it's by Elida Virac. and it goes from sizes 1 to 11. I'm not talking to you right now, Annie. No, thank you. It's all going on today. The husband's down, Annie's kicking off, cutting the grass over the road. It's October, last cut of the year. So this hoodie is in Drops Charisma, 100% wool, colourway 81, very exciting. Superwash treated wool classic. It's DK, so it should knit up quite quickly. Doing the kind of classic raised raglan increases, which I rather like on a jumper. Nice solid fabric. It loosens up after blocking. There's my block there. Fabric loosens up quite well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that made. I like a hoodie. My next whip, which is going to involve knocking Annie off the chair. Sorry, darling. Is my bat and bow blanket, which has been ongoing for quite some time. And every so often I pick it back up and I do a ton of squares, and then I add a line on. And some of these squares are actually yarn that I bought prior to, and I showed in the Lost podcast. It's all caked up and out of the way now. So, and that was my dad on the phone. So where were we? Some of this yarn. So this one, this one, this one. This one. It's all, and those are the, you've seen those before. This is yarn that I bought and showed in the previous podcast that died and ran away, never came back. So yes, new colours in here. I'm going to get some of the yarn that I'm using in my West Knits caked up here. Actually, I think that's one of them. Caked up, squared up. You know, I'm going to do a couple of each. I've got about 17. I've got enough colour ones to go right away around the edge. So I've put I've put an extra row on either side, and then I'm just going to keep going round and round and round now, because then it will be like a longer than wider blanket, as you would expect of a blanket. Yeah, so what I do is I do the cream colour, attach it to a colour, and then attach it to the blanket, and then go and do another cream one, attach it to a colour, and I'm crocheting it on. I quite like the raised effect. It'll calm down a bit when I've blocked, I think. Yeah, it should do. But yeah, quite like that raised extra bit of cream element to it. So that's that one. I pulled out my van knitting. These have been going for quite some time, and if you're a long time watcher of the podcast, what a mess. You'll know these because these sit in the van, and if I'm waiting for anything, I will just sit in the back because it's converted to a camper, as you would know if you've been around. It's converted to a camper, and I just sit in the back and knit when I'm waiting for things. I used to get to work a bit earlier just so I could get it parked, because it's, you know, it's a transit van, it's not a car. And it just makes it easier if I get there a bit earlier. All I'm going to be doing is sitting here knitting, so I might as well do it in the van. So that is the second sock of this pair, and I did them slightly longer so that they will go nicely in my Doc Martin boots, which I've got to break in. I sort of semi-broke them in last year. They're still tight across my toe, so I might do the freezer technique with them. The yarn is Oh, it's a Zauber ball. Of course it is. Chapelle Zauber ball. And the colour is 2355 Garden Party. Or is it? It's all in German. Let me see what the fibre content is. Superwash wool, 75%, 25% polyamide or nylon. Must be the same thing. Must be. Polyamide must be a European word for nylon, I guess. I don't know. If you know, let me know. And yeah, that's come out now, because actually I don't sit around in the van as much because I gave up working on Wednesdays. Hence we're here today on a Wednesday. Because I am tired with these tumours in my abdomen that I'm waiting to get taken out. Not long now. I haven't heard a date yet, but I will. What else can we talk about? I know there's something else. See, I don't remember what's in that podcast, but maybe these were. So the very last podcast that I put out, I said I was doing these as socks. This is a sock pattern, and it turned out. Oh, I'm remembering now. Yes, I did show these. It turned out that my colour work was shocking. You see, it's all bunched up there. And I did a podcast with Kelly of Row Rankades. Go and check her out. Go and check out our little chat video. I think I forgot I was on camera for most of it. And also I spent half of it kind of lobbing treats to shut Annie up. She was a bugger. I since found out that was her walkies time. Because I haven't been here during the week as much because I've worked, but I've had to cut back. So yeah, rather than pull it all out, I stuck some thumbs on. Thanks, Annie. And that was the postman. I'm so sorry for the interruptions. Normally I do this on a Thursday, and it's never been this crazy. Anyway, I stuck thumbs on my socks, and here they are. So the podcast thing with Kelly, she taught me that if you do the colour work back to front, so where you would pull the back needle out and work on the front, you push the sock inside out and then pull the front needle out and work on the back. It helps stretch your floats out a bit better. Plus also, the lady that designed this, and I'll have to put it down the bottom, Stone Knits is the designer. I remember that much. It was there and it's not anymore. She doesn't catch any of her floats, which I don't like because I worry about catching them. But actually, I don't mind it so much. So there we go. They're a bit big, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the dryer technique with it. So basically, you get them a little bit wet, put them in the dryer. Now I've only got a washer dryer. I don't have a proper dryer. Get them a bit wet, put them in the dryer for a little while, very controlled, very carefully. Probably just 10 minutes at a time to see if I can just shrink them down a little bit. It is super wash, so it shouldn't shrink too much. I know my luck it will shrink in width and not length. It's length that I need to take down. I could just fold the cuffs down, who knows. But I thought it'd be a useful experiment to see how that works. And I've got sort of some extra room to play with on these. And the reason why that came about is because I did Kelly of Row Rankades Moonglade Tee. I'd had it a while, really wanted to make it, finally got round to it, and this is in Fleurville yarn. This is a peony colourway. But this is one of these examples where, having blocked it, it bloomed. It doubled in size. I'm already having trouble getting the right size for me because I'm personally shrinking while I'm waiting for my operation. And also I've always sized up, because in the olden days everything was tight and everything I knit turned out tighter than expected, so I always go up a bit. So now I'm doing true to size but shrinking in the time it takes to make it. So try as I might, this is just a little too big, and when I put it on, one shoulder hangs off like this, and it just... The plan was to try the dryer technique with this, but actually I don't like how that colour pulls there across. It's right across the belly, and it's like a big chevron. And Kelly did warn me to helical knit this yarn, and I did, and it's still done that. It's really disappointing. So 2 disappointments in one garment, and this is a lot more pronounced when you wear it. I think there's only one thing for it. Pains me to say, but I think this is going to get frogged. So yeah, shame. But there's no point if I'm never going to wear it. Lovely detail on the sleeve. This is really fun as it comes together, because I kind of knitted it blind. I hadn't really paid attention to what the sleeves looked like, so that was good. And then you've got the same bit of lace on the bottom there. And I did do it 1/2 inch longer than the pattern said, 1/2 inch by the ruler as it was knitting up. And then yeah, I mean, it's a long tunic, it can be worn with leggings, so I'd probably do that again if I'm honest. I quite like the idea of being able to pop this on with a pair of leggings. I just need to come down, I don't know, 2-3 sizes I think, which again is what I've had to do with this, because I did what I thought was the right size for me. Previously I did the dark brown one. If you've been around, you'll have seen it. I did a dark brown one, which was a 4-ply mixed with a mohair, and yeah, that's a no. It was massive. Not going to stop wearing it because I love it, but yeah. And now it's sweater weather, which is amazing, which means we can wear all of our woolies and our sweaters. And Annie's actually decided to turn one into a bed over there now. She's moved from here to there to the she's now curled up on one of my sweaters. Not one that she can make a mess of, thankfully. I have been buying some yarn. This lady's giving up, so I've bought a load of her yarn. Jelly beans yarns. Yeah, jelly beans yarns. She does still have some left. She's just selling off what she's got, and then she's done. So, and also Etsy did an offer where if you spent a certain amount, you got £10 off. So I thought, well, why not? I don't think she's actually reduced any of this, and she charges postage on top. So, but £10 off is £10 off. I got some lovely colours. This is a hand-dyed cashmere sock. So 80% to superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. I've never had cashmere socks before, so I'm excited to use these. And I'm going to use these, I think, on Kelly Menzies, Rora and Cade's. I bought her Vial of Sands socks, and I keep meaning to cast those on. So that's what's going to happen there. This colourway is Gold Leaf. She's on Instagram as well. So I bought that one and this one, which is again a sock yarn, superwash merino, 100% superwash merino. Oh, so it's not going to be for socks because there's no nylon in it. Doik. Anyway, jelly bean yarns again, and this is bathroom tiles. I like the colour. Prior to that, I got these because I really fancied some tweed. I've never used tweed before except for in this, and I really liked it, except that this is drops tweed, soft tweed, which is an oxymoron, because I was forever pulling out bits of VM and weird little scratchy bits of plastic out of it, and it is not soft. It is not soft. You cannot wear it against skin. So soft tweed, my Aunt Sally. Anyway, so I liked the tweed, so I got some tweed off of her. I don't think she's got many left of these, but this is 85% superwash merino, 15% Donegal, and this one is just 100% superwash merino, denim colourway, golden colourway. So I'm sort of planning some cowls, and this is a good colour for my husband. He likes this colour, so I'm probably going to do like a scarf or even a dicky. He keeps saying he doesn't want one, but he does. When he puts it on, he won't want to take it off because I bet it'll be warm, especially with tweed. So I'm going to have a denim one. He's going to have that one because this is so definitely not my colour. Yeah, so there we go. The yarns that I bought, spotted box under here. These are the ones that haven't caked up, and I bought 2 of these. And then the other 2 that I haven't caked up is that one and that one. And these are what's gone into my Battenberg blanket. I don't know why I have to look at it to remember the name, but that is just how things happen. It is by Erica and Eleanor on Etsy. None of these skeins are labelled, so not really sure what's what. I know that this one, she hasn't named them at all. They've got no names, nothing. It's just guesswork. Go and have a look if you like, because I've got no way of identifying any of these. It came nicely packaged. It's fine in a nice little box. There's a little note in here saying fingering weight sock yarn. Out you come. Hand dyed using professional acid dyes on a 75% wool, 25% polyamide base, 20 gram midi skeins. There we go. Little pause to blow my nose, or as my dad would say, unpack my trunk. Sorry about that. It's a cold. It's only a cold. I have tested. It's not COVID. I've had that. I know what that's like. That's not fun. Yeah. So that's me. Today I am going to be working on the Stephen West Mkal. Clue 3 comes out tomorrow. I'm not going to be ready. I'm only halfway through Clue 2. I'm not even halfway through Clue 2, so you have to do 12 stripes. And I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I'm on stripe 10. So I've got 3 more stripes to do, and then I've got, I assume, to do the same on the other side of it. And I started it yesterday morning, so I'm not as behind as I could be. I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff around the Mkal, but the initial clue he put out resembled a hate symbol, and it all got kiboshed and started again. But I had redesigned that first clue, and I'm not pulling it out. But I had bought 2 sets of colours because I was going to use the other colours for designing. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I might still just leave the square and use the colours for designing, or I might make 2 shawls. I don't know yet. We'll find out one day. But I am actually going to join a sock knit along, which is being run by the Unity podcast, EWE Knitty podcast. Kelly and Jane, two well-known British designers, household names, and they've done a sock design, and the sock along, the Mkal has started now, so I'm going to cast that on whenever it's convenient to do so amongst all of my other whips, because yeah, I kind of like a make along. I've only done one and it was crochet and it was atrocious, and I stopped because the pattern writing was just shocking, but obviously I know Kelly's writing style, and I understand their patterns very well. They're very well written. I don't know whether Kelly or Jane designed it, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. They look great. It's for self-striping yarn, so I've got to go for a Stove Dash to see, because I can only really see solid colours because that's what I design in. We'll find something. I'm sure, or we'll buy something. Naughty. Anyway, so that's that. I hope you're well. I hope you all have a nice week, fortnight, however long it takes me to get out the next one. I hope you're enjoying the start of sweater weather if you're in my side of the equator, and getting all your lovely knits out. I even wore a little hat yesterday. Yeah, lots of hers there, sorry.